Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Ladder Legends replay analysis. Today we have one from Nydhog versus Lorak. Let's see what he said. He said, I feel like I'm getting close to taking games that play out like this. I generally try for 66 workers into Ling Hydra push into his natural and break his wall as my main game plan. I always take too much damage from Archon drops, though, since I am going Lings and not Roaches early. I lose almost 1k in Lings to this Archon drop before the fight starts. How should I navigate this kind of situation? Often I don't address the War Prism. It goes bad in some other way, like drone or queen damage, which dramatically weakens my push. I realize the Hydras deal with this once they hit the field, but so you need a 330 Roach Horn. That should be in every game, like default basically, and then just for safety purposes, in case you scout like a 2-base, 32 probe zealot all in or something like that, and then you make 8 roaches for the Archon drop, and the roaches just follow around the Archon drop, and you be due diligent with your queens, and then you can make your normal amount of Lings, like however many you wanted to make normally, and send those across the map to deal with the third. But never have the Lings attack the Archon drop, because if the Protoss player is good with their micro, they will never lose the Archons to Lings, and you can kill almost an infinite number of Lings with the Archon drop, because the Archon attacks almost instantaneously after it gets dropped out of the Prism, and Lings just don't really work like that. Even Roaches, you can, if your micro's good enough, you can infinitely dodge Roach shots too. It's coming in with his double adept. 4 Lings. Once you see 2, we kind of want 8. I'm still doing a pretty decent job at deflection. Very nicely done. Didn't lose any, but you made 14 more, which is kind of a lot. That was not great. Those could have just been drones, right? Like, you got the Stalker, which is nice, but you also could have potentially threatened this with that amount of Lings, which is really what you're looking for. Also, another thing to note, if the third base is past like 4 minutes, then it's pretty likely to be something like this. This guy's Archon drop is really late, actually. His third base is also late. You can do this. You can get this base at 4:05 while having an Archon drop on the way. Basically, like, the Prism is right here warping in Archons, or warping in High Templar right now. So, just for future reference, this guy's Archon drop is late. Yeah, he's starting with Zealots. Interesting. Are you also fighting it out here? Yeah. So, it would be much better in this case to have the Lings sent across the map, because then he's not going to be able to be looking and microing his Archon drop, right? But yeah. I mean, the way you did buy yourself a ton of time, but we did lose a lot of Lings, like you said. So in this, and right there in this situation, you always want to target the Prism. If you can kill the Prism, you can slow down the push. The problem is, yeah, we've lost a lot of just straight up units to this thing. Like, a lot of our larva for this entire game has been lost. Like, you would be at like 130, 140 supply right now. Also, Queens are very, very good at deflecting. Don't underestimate them. If you know it's an Archon drop, I recommend moving this Spore up to the front right here. Same thing with this Spore up to the front. That way it starts hitting the Prism as it's coming in, and the Prism has to be wary of how it's operating, and it also forces the Archons to not want to go in too deep, especially if the Queens are here, because the Queens are gunning for the Prism, and then you surround with the Lings kind of thing. But you definitely don't want to be engaging it while it's out on the map. We go right here. These 3 Hydras should immediately target this Prism. If you can kill the Prism, you take all the wind out of the sails of this push, right? But it's like, now we killed the Zealots, but boom, 7 more are here, kind of thing. Targeted the low one, but yeah, it's kind of just a little too late, unfortunately. Also, the Protoss has a ton of money. So you just got to change how we're engaging the Archon drop, and I think you'll be able to crush guys like this, no problem. Thank you so much, Nydhog, for submitting the game. Hopefully this helps you out. If you have any questions, you know I'm always around. Feel free to PM. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace!